Hey everyone, welcome back to Jane's Books and Stuff. It's been a while, but new camera looks way better, so that was part of the delay in episodes. And now that that's all sorted out, I think things are looking and sounding a lot better than they were before. So let's hop right into it. Okay. Dirty Pair, Fatal But Not Serious. This is by Adam Warren, and I saw this on my comic shop just browsing for some of those like manga era like books that I always like, and you can see Dark Horse, The Dirty Pair, #5. I don't have any of the other issues. We'll talk about that a bit at the end, but this cover is friggin' awesome. This cover is so good. I mean, it's just very eye-catching and colorful and just very, very cool. All the blood. It's just really I mean, this stood out. I took a ton of photos of this from my Blue Sky, and I was like, "God, look at this! Like, this is friggin' sweet." So, let's take a look at what's inside. And the big thing about this book that really, really shocked me was the layouts. They are completely insane in a good way. They're completely insane in a good way. This is an extremely dynamic looking comic. I mean, there's just I mean, just like over here. I mean, whoa! Like it's really huge. It feels really huge when you read this, even though really, there's a lot of panels on the page, but it just things look like big and we'll see some more pages later with like some cityscapes and stuff, kind of like this, but even more. Um, I just want to point out one of the funniest things about this book is I'll try to hold this up here, but the evil Yuki's tattoos change constantly. You can see Max there right next to Eat This, pointing down at her crotch. So, and they just change in almost every panel. So it's just another thing. It makes this book feel really, really dynamic and just kind of like crazy, which is the kind of thing you'd want from Dirty Pair, I guess. I'm not ultra familiar with the anime series. I'm aware of it. You saw me mention it in that video we did with Mike in the magazines. I was like, wow, Dirty Pair. But it's something I know mostly through exposure. I mean, yeah, like look at this with the slanted, the close up. This is so friggin' cool. And I have to say, Adam Warren's art style, stuff like this, especially the expressions, really, really good. I find this very appealing. Having I guess, a taste for this kind of thing. It's it's very good. I'm not sure how else to describe it. I don't know if I'd call it like 1,000% like manga-y looking. It's hard to say. I mean, depends on what you read, manga-wise. But just total chaos and destruction in this. You probably noticed, maybe if you haven't seen this before, Yuki has black hair. From what I understand, I cannot remember who told me this or who put it out there, but so Dark Horse had the rights for Dirty Pair, the characters, but they did not have the rights to the famous like TV anime designs. Totally different like deal or thing going on. So they look a little different. There's like characters from the light novel or some kind of book publication. So there's whatever legalese had to happen, but yeah, this like straight across the page is, but not over here. I mean, this is just so outstandingly good. The other thing, stuff like this, I kind of forgot about that. The other thing about this is the last issue of this story arc, and I think there's continuity between them. There's like a couple Dirty Pair miniseries they did at this time, and I found this one like followable. Like I actually really did enjoy the story. There's some like thematic depth with some of the things that are happening with this, and this kind of crazy, like almost cyberpunk world they live in. Again, I don't know if that's exactly part of the typical Dirty Pair canon, but this was just really fascinating. I mean, yeah, look at that. That is so good. That is so cool. And you get the little sort of chibi eyes and then things like this. I mean, this is great, great work. I was so impressed with this. And it has a funny little twist ending too. Now, as for getting the rest of these, it seems like single issues are not super common. Now, there's a trade paperback. That also seems like it's kind of hard to find. So, really, I don't know how I'm going to get the rest of this. I mean, I'm sure I could just go look it up online, but where's the fun in that? I want to mention these two right here. These like newscaster people reminds me a lot of like a other like late 80s, very early 90s like American comics where there's just a lot of newscasters and shit in those. Like, you know, like all the image books and stuff like that. There's just a lot of and now look at this. You blow it up. We're dead. That's right, Nina. I mean, this is just crazy. It is really out there. And then Yuki ends up alive, which is great. And I mean, this was just an absolute riot. I have got to find more of these. And look at that. We've got oh my god, this ad. I still don't know that much about this series. I feel like a fake otaku sometimes, but pretty fun stuff. Ooh, Godzilla stuff. Sweet. I guess maybe they were doing Godzilla at the time. And we got a pretty colorful, nice ad for You're Under Arrest on the back. So I have got to find more of these if I can. I mean, this was just super delightful, a huge treat. So, and you know, there's more miniseries, so I've got to go hunt these down, I guess. They're really freaking cool. All right. Next up, we've got Gundam 0083, number 4. But it kind of looks like 0083 4, like 834. But this is issue number 4. Absolutely shocking cover price for, I want to say this is 1993. I'll look inside and double check. But this caught my eye. Again, my comic shop. Love their service. It's great. Caught my eye. I was like, okay, what is this? So this predates most Gundam comics coming out in America. As far as I know, this was like a really early one. This is before the OVA was available, by a few years at least. And this is, if I recall my research correctly. And, you know, okay, shocking cover price. I was like, okay, what is this? It's either a manga that's like some kind of deluxe format or, you know, the clue is up here. See, if you already know probably if you read the Sunrise Animation Film Comics part. But yeah, so this is actual cells from the production. See, they go through everything. This is so cool because, like, you know, Gundam was so new at the time, at least in America. You know, this is years and years before Gundam Wing. This is like 6 or 7 years before that, Gundam Wing on Toonami. So this is really, you know, buttering people up to Gundam, I guess. And I think I've mentioned it before. I'm just fascinated with, like, the decision to get in American comic shops at this time. But yeah, look at this. Wow. So the first thing that crossed my mind was these kind of comics where it's cell animation, you know, from the show, and they have word bubbles and stuff. I don't know if there's a universal name for that. I guess maybe they're animation film comics. I don't know. But I know they exist in Japan as well. They do that. I think they're mainly aimed at like younger readers or stuff, or maybe people can't afford expensive ass OVAs. But I thought, okay, if it's one of those, it's probably flipped, right? Like the cell artwork is flipped, but it's not. If you watch it, the OVA, it all looks like this. People are standing in these places and all that. So I'm like, oh, the artwork's not flipped. The other thing about this that's really kind of different is the actual quality of the photography. You know, wow, look at this. I wonder if I can get close up here. I mean, that's like, I'll throw some pictures up, but it's like better looking than like if you actually watch this on Blu-ray. The OVA, I don't think it ever has really gotten like properly remastered. It's very dark and like kind of murky. And these are like ultra bright, like really good looking. Okay, so yep, this is the first scene I checked to see if like any of this was messed up, but you can see, no, it's not. So that made me wonder, like, okay, was this produced for the American market, the English-speaking market? Because I think it was. I don't see how else they put this together, but how did they get all this? Like, how did they manage this project? I really want to know, like, how this was made and why. And something I've got to check on it in the future anyway is also if like the dialogue's any different from like future versions, because I guess this is the first time you could have seen it in the States. At least through official means. I'm sure y'all had tapes and stuff if you're of a certain age. Yeah, there's my boy right there. He's ready for a fat girl fall or whatever. And yeah, this plays out like the episode does. I think this is like the third episode maybe of the OVA. It's been a while since I've seen it. This is not my favorite Gundam OVA. War in the Pocket clears. And that would have been a great miniseries. Whoops, that would have been a great miniseries to do also. So I wonder why that was not chosen. I guess that's just my opinion. Somebody maybe really liked this one. But yeah, just really fantastic quality. The story, not quite as easy to jump into. You can see there's that extensive breakdown at the beginning, but I really found that just reading this one, I was like, oh yeah, this happened. Yeah, I mean, this was just not my favorite Gundam movie. I haven't watched it all in like 15 years. I'll show this because I took a picture of this as well to compare on my Blue Sky a while back. But this is just like, can we get the OVA like looking like this? Like things get remastered and they look good like this. I really love like how good the colors are here. I mean, this is totally murky world in the OVA. So as far as rarity goes, it seems like these are around. Not ultra easy to find as a complete set. I think there are 13 issues or 12, I want to say, but I could see this being a entertaining kind of read if you're, you know, a Gundam fan, and you know, I don't know where else you're gonna get this comic. I don't think this has ever been reprinted or collected, to my knowledge. I don't think it has. And yeah, just really, I've got to know why this was made and how. And Trish Lido, who is also mentioned in a lot of the anime magazines I have, is credited as like a producer on this. And I'm just like, I wish I could ask a bunch of questions, but we'll just have to, yep, that's how I feel. We'll just have to ruminate and guess on this one, because it is really, this is really interesting. I'm like, whoa, what is this? Like, and it's cool too, but oh God, you know, $5 at 90s money, shoot. But hey, it's full color. It's very, very good paper. I'm shocked the condition this is in. Is so good. But definitely I'm gonna have to try to look out for one or two more of these. I don't know if I'll ever try to get the whole thing, but very, very kind of interesting looking book. All right, last but not least, we've got Cartoon Network 17 DC Comics. I got this at HeroesCon 2025. I was looking through, it was a box labeled Kids Comics, and I believe it was the Heroes people themselves selling Kids Comics. They had some regular show and some other stuff I'm kind of fond of, but I saw this cover and I was like, no way. Johnny Bravo is funny as hell. But we look down here, sneak preview, all new adventures of Sheep in the Big City. I really liked this cartoon when I was a kid. Whoopsie. We'll just move over here. Really liked this cartoon when I was a kid. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. It's very surreal. I don't know how you describe it. It reminds me a lot of Rocky and Bullwinkle. They just be like doing weird shit and like talking over it. Fucking Carl. The thing I really enjoyed about this was the humor is spot on for Johnny Bravo. It is really right on. Paul Cooperberg. Not sure if they worked on the show at any point. I know Johnny Bravo had like various stages of productions, and they were making episodes like kind of late into when you think it would have been over. I mean, I'm really not ultra familiar with production history of Johnny Bravo, but hey, it was still on here. This is January 2001. So yeah, I remember there being episodes at that time, and you know, the art, the art style is right on. I mean, this is just like an episode. And, you know, it's kind of interesting to see Johnny Bravo in still images, because, you know, what the famous thing about Johnny Bravo is, you know, he like snaps between all the poses, you know, like he does that. And so to kind of see him like in still form is sort of neat. Other thing about this book that surprised me, fucking, there are so many goddamn ads. I mean, they are everywhere in this bitch. It is crazy. And there's Pokemon stuff too, which, hey, that works for me. I love Pokemon, but I was like surprised. Here's your tobacco PSA. Looks really freaking cool. 500 cigarettes. PlayStation games, 2001, probably pretty heavily discounted. Anything good in here? Action Pass, I used to see that at the store all the time. Martian Gothic. What the hell is that? Yo, what is that? I've never heard of that in my life. Yeah, just some kind of weird budget PS1 games. But, you know, Johnny Bravo story kind of goes like, how do you... Look at that. That is just crazy. Look, ad. I mean, that is... Is that, like, legal? I mean, this made me laugh, too. I guess it is legal, but this made me laugh, too. Like, Scooby-Doo collectible card game. It says expandable card game, which makes me think at least there was planned to have more than one set. I would love to know more about this, because that is... I mean, like, oh, the creeper broke the meta. Like, I don't know. Like, did anyone, like, play this or have this as a kid? I mean, it's really strange. So we'll go through this here. Yeah, there's 2 Johnny stories. And they're really great. Full page for Miss Pac-Man. One of those freaky ads with the, like, black hole sun, like, graphics. Things were so crazy back then. I say back then, it was 2001, but yeah, 25 years ago. Okay. Sheep in the Big City. So this was actually written and penciled by Mo Willems, the creator of Sheep in the Big City. And, oh guys, it's a minor key issue. It's the first appearance of Sheep in the Big City in comics. You might want to pick that up. It's a minor key. But anyway, I was kind of surprised. The humor of the show, at least what I recall, I watched an episode a bit back to refresh my memory. It is very much like that Rocky and Bullwinkle style where, you know, and then Rocky and Bullwinkle did this and that. Oh, hey, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, Sheep in the Big City's kind of like that, but he's more quiet. You know, he's not a super funny haha character like Bullwinkle, and he's not really heroic like Rocky. He just kind of be doing stuff. And that does hold true here. So, you know, you've got the narrator boxes and, you know, oh, sheep is sleepy. So, fuck yes, dude. Oh, this game sucks ass, but, like, it's so cool to see a spread page of that. That movie kicks ass. And I love the art style of this in comic form. If I recall, the cartoon has, like, a little bit of, like, that wavy line, like Dr. Katz effect. Not exactly, but all totally normal lines in here. And this was just really kind of funny. I mean, it's like a throwback cartoon within a throwback comic. And, you know, it was just really fun to see sheep again. I got a few more of these Cartoon Network comics, so if you want to see more, let me know. I will definitely pull them. I can't believe this. Like, you have to have the arrow to, like, show that. So, just really unusual. You've probably noticed in the sheep comic that this general character is everywhere. He was almost like the main character. Like, he was yapping and always doing stuff. You got some crosswords there. In the very back, maybe I can show this. Pokemon Gold and Silver. Hey, look at Space Ghost. But Pokemon Gold and Silver. Huge Lugia, very tiny Ho-Oh, who I guess is supposed to be, like, further back, but it just looks like Lugia is huge and, like, Ho-Oh is, like, a little tiny bird about to get eaten. But I always love Pokemon Gold and Silver stuff. Those are probably my favorite Pokemon games. But don't quote me on that, because if you ask me tomorrow, I'll say something else. In the letters page here, you've got some of the other Cartoon Network comics. So there's Scooby-Doo. That has a huge history with DC. I don't know everything about it. Looney Tunes also has a long history with DC, and I don't know how often they publish issues, but I'm pretty sure they still do. It might even be this numbering. I'm not 1,000% sure on that, but if that was 72 in 2001, you know, God knows what it is now. And it looks like Powerpuff Girls had their own comic. I would love to see I'd love to see that. So, very, very, very interesting. And yet another ad. So, all right. I think that's all I've got to show for you today. If you like the video and you want to see more comics, more books, let me know. I really highly appreciate it, especially comments as we're in this kind of early phase of the channel. Hope you enjoyed the new video quality, and have a great day. Get to reading. Bye.